Hi, my name is Kelly Pace, and welcome to Room 211. I want to start with a story about my first year of teaching. In that year, I taught eighth grade remedial reading to extremely reluctant readers. They were not motivated, they did not want to read anything I put in front of them. So I decided to meet them where they were. One day I gave them a poem, and I said, instead of underlining the metaphors or identifying the metaphors, we're going to raise the roof for metaphors. At that time, that expression was kind of very popular. And so I watched as we were reading the poem out loud, and my students started raising their hands above their heads at the right time. They were engaged, and in walks my principal. Now, to know something about my principal, he was extremely tall to my 5 foot self. He was very intimidating, and I was petrified of him. He looked at me and said, Miss Nagel, what in the world are you doing in here? And I looked him in the eye and I said, we're raising the roof for metaphors. He stopped that day and watched my class and then stopped me after class and told me he hadn't seen my students as engaged as they were that day. That changed my teaching, that one moment, that one day. And I became a teacher who tried to build relationships with kids and meet them where they are. I learned that it's important to take risks. And sometimes the way we engage our students is figuring out what they can connect to. So, why should you choose me? I'm passionate about what I do. I don't see an end in sight in terms of who I am as a teacher, and I want to constantly keep growing and learning. As department leader, I have to plan professional learning for my department, and I see book clubs as a way, if I'm immersed in them in my classroom, I see that as a way to engage in new literacy practices for the rest of my school as I can share my ideas and my experiences with my colleagues. We also are heavily starting a professional learning community in our classrooms in terms of grade level. And I think sharing these ideas with my professional learning community also would be a tremendous benefit to my school. And finally, I believe in the power of books. Books have changed my students and myself for the better. And I want to keep exploring and keep learning about those ideas.